What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Round Vibe podcast, accompanied by my boy, Mr. Sauce.
What is up, guys? Welcome once again to episode 18.
Well, welcome once again to episode number 18.
Episode number 18?
Okay. I feel like you said welcome again to episode number 18. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I got you.
I was just trying to clear the air a little bit.
Yeah. This week has been absolutely nuts. Again, and it's kind of crazy to me too that like I always sit here and so at work people will walk by and obviously most people know that we have this podcast now. And so they will ask me, they'll be like, "Hey, so who's playing tonight? Who's playing tonight?" And I believe it was last night because we are recording this on Tuesday. It was last night. So Monday, they were like, "Yo, who's playing tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just the Rams and the Niners." I was like, "Probably gonna be a snoozer." Anytime I say that, I always eat my words.
Hey, make sure in a couple of weeks, whenever the Patriots play the Titans, make sure you call it a snoozer because I want to make sure my Pats beat the Titans.
At this point, it's actually I feel like that's probably gonna end up happening.
No, dude, it's gonna be a good game.
I think it's gonna be a very good game, but I do think that currently, right now, I do believe that because you guys are a lot more healthy than we are right now.
Currently,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of things could change at this point, but the Patriots are looking fire.
Yeah, they're looking.
So that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game.
But let's digress a little bit.
Sure.
So the Rams, the Rams have been making some moves.
But nothing to show for it. So ever since they acquired Von Miller, he's been with them for 2 weeks now. Well, granted, he didn't play the first week that he was acquired, but I mean, they still lost. And then they played the Niners, like you said, last night, and they still lost. Oh, dude. And then there was this one play. I don't know if you saw. I might post it up here on the screen if I can figure how to work it. But freaking George Kittle manhandled the shit out of Von Miller. Did you see that play?
I didn't actually get to see that one.
George Kittle did get help from one of his players. You know, but I mean, he still like freaking put him on his ass.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, wasn't this George Kittle's return?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Because I think that he was injured for a couple weeks or something. The problem is George Kittle is not on my fantasy league or fantasy team,
right?
And so generally, and I'm not a 49ers fan. So,
you're not, Sauce?
No,
I didn't know that.
You know what's kind of crazy?
What's that?
I'm not even gonna say it yet. But no. So but I did see somebody saying that he came back. So I was like, oh well, I guess George Kittle's back. And I mean, he scored a touchdown, and Matt Stafford looked like dog shit.
Yeah, he
at
did
least starting
actually.
out. Which, like you were alluding to, so before we hit record, we were talking about we were kind of going over what we were going to talk about. And one of the things that Josie reminded me was that Matt Stafford and the Rams, 2-game losing streak now.
Yeah, crazy. Because, I mean, we were really talking up on the Rams like these past few weeks, saying how they were Super Bowl contenders. And granted, they still are. Like, the Rams aren't going anywhere. Like, every team, I mean, you can't win every single game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, like you can't win every single game, so you're gonna have to lose some every once in a while. Like, just hope it's against at least a quality team instead of like the Jets.
Man, that one still stings.
But seriously, I mean, you're gonna win. I mean, lose games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Rams fans, if we have any out there, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I think if I'm correct, you guys are still on top of your. No, I think the Cardinals are on top of the division.
Yeah, Cardinals are definitely on top of the division.
So whenever the Cardinals and Rams play again, it's gonna be a very good game. Very interesting.
Yeah. I'm working on a very
speaking of the Rams too
right now.
Freaking OBJ going to the Rams. I was honestly kind of shocked. I didn't say this on air or anything, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, why did the Rams sign OBJ? And this was before the Robert Woods ACL tear.
Man, if only you would have said that on air.
Right.
Or on record. Yeah, on air, I guess.
Right.
But man, that you'd be looking like a prophet right now.
I know. But man, that's nuts, man. OBJ, and I think we talked about him last episode. Like we've never really been. I mean, I can't speak for you, but I've personally never really been too high on him. Like, yes, he's a talented wide receiver. Yes, he could be better than most average NFL wide receivers. But in my opinion, I've never had him like in my top like 5 top. Maybe I can possibly put him on the top 10 back in the day.
You know what's funny is that you mentioned that because that was actually the clip that we had for last episode.
Right.
Was us talking about OBJ and everything. And I mean, I still stand by what I said on that little clip. I'm pretty sure I said something about he's more of a flash in the pan kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like he'll get you a highlight reel catch every once in a while, but for the most part.
I mean, but here's the thing too, though, because like kind of like what we said last episode, he's never really had like a pocket passing quarterback thrown it to him. You're playing with Matt Stafford now. You're also playing with Cooper Kupp and with what are the receivers? Van Jefferson.
Jefferson, yeah.
And who's the other one? Man. And Van Jefferson, not Robert Woods. They have someone else. Am I talking about Higbee?
Yeah.
So I don't think like for example, like in Cleveland and whenever he was with the Giants, like all the attention was kind of shifted towards him on the receiving core. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now that he's playing on that high, or besides the last couple of weeks, or even this last week, he's playing on that high scoring offense of the Rams. So I don't feel like all eyes are going to be kind of like glued on him. It's going to be more of like everywhere, especially with like Cooper Kupp.
Yep. No, I agree. And I mean, Cooper Kupp, he still feasted. Mm-hmm. He got quite a bit. I mean, I know it wasn't enough to save your squad.
Yeah, Brian Carter, damn you.
Man, that sucks. But I mean, he still had a really good game. 11 receptions for 122 yards. Mm-hmm. Some of that was in garbage time though. Whenever the game was very much decided. But yeah, it's still kind of crazy to me because obviously, just like what we've talked about in the past and everything, you live and die by your quarterback play. Mm-hmm. Live and die by it. I mean, kind of like what you said. Look at the Patriots. Mac Jones is playing incredible.
Right.
All these teams that are having good quarterback play, they are the ones that are moving forward and moving on. And I say moving on like we're in the playoffs, but they are. What is the word I'm looking for?
They're winning
excelling.
games.
Yeah, winning games.
Yeah, I mean,
excelling.
in simpler terms.
Yeah, and so I mean that's just the bottom line. If your quarterback is not good or is not playing well, then you're not gonna succeed.
Right.
I mean, hell, just look at the
Jets.
The Jets. But what I was actually gonna say was Packers and Seahawks. They were struggling. Both teams were struggling.
Yeah.
And this is I can't remember a time whenever the Russell Wilson led Seahawks didn't score anything.
I think I saw somewhere too that's actually his first game that he was ever shut out. Russell Wilson.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
That is absolutely nuts. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. And I was so upset about that. Anybody in fantasy that has Tyler Lockett, I'm sorry. I feel the pain too. I started him because I thought that it was going to be good. I think he only had like 1 or 2 2 catches. 2 catches, that's it. I wasn't happy about that, but it is what it is,
Man, but hey, what about the Chiefs, man? A lot of
oh my gosh,
a lot of people were kind of like starting to give up on them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And even one of my friends on Facebook, he was like, "Yeah, the Chiefs are done." That was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was like, "No, you can't really rule out Patrick Mahomes just yet." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially with Andrew Reid. They're actually on top of their division now. If you go back to whatever episode, I don't know, 13, 14, whatever it was, we were talking about how weird it was how Kansas City was at the bottom of their division. Yep. Well, now they're at the top. So
man,
they're not going anywhere. Like I said earlier, every team's gonna have its days. You're not gonna win every single game. You know what I mean? But KC is right up there. They're gonna stay there, and moving forward, I don't think that they're gonna lose that number 1 spot.
Yeah, no, I don't think they are either. Because I mean, Pat Mahomes looked like the Pat Mahomes of before, of old.
406 passing yards, 5 TDs, 0 interceptions.
Whenever I was watching that game, I didn't even realize that he had thrown so many TD passes.
Right.
But I mean, it looks he's not forcing as much, and he's trusting his teammates a little bit more. I think that because they were talking to him post game. I can't remember which game it was, but he was saying that he was basically just forcing everything,
right?
And he needed to just keep playing within the confines of the system and of the game flow and everything, as opposed to always just forcing everything.
Yeah, he was just trying to make big plays, like every play. Like you can't play like that.
Yeah, especially since defenses are going to start adjusting to that.
Yep.
Which is kind of what they did and everything, but yeah, so that game was nice. At least for the Chiefs and everything, they definitely look like the Chiefs of old, which was awesome. But so what about this week was just nuts.
Right.
It was nuts for pretty much all the games. What did you think about that Vikings Chargers game?
I didn't watch it, but I mean, I just thought it was. I don't know what's up with the Chargers, man. So I mean, where are they? 5-4 now?
Yes.
5-4.
Yep.
And I think they're third in the division. I think they're right under the Raiders. I could be wrong.
I think that's right though.
But yeah, I mean, that division, I think at one point everybody was 3-0. Mm-hmm. Everybody started 3-0, and now it's, obviously as the season progresses, like it's starting to take its form, and
right.
The true contenders are actually starting to show their colors.
They are.
The pretenders, how we said in the past, they're starting to show their colors. As well as like with the teams in, what is it, the AFC North with the Browns, the Steelers, mm-hmm. and the Bengals. So, and kind of to get off topic.
It was a rough week for the AFC North.
Yeah, man. Freaking Ravens lose to the Dolphins. You know what I mean? 6-3.
That was just crazy.
But, I mean, to kind of hit on the AFC North a little bit, I mean, the freaking Browns versus the Pats. I thought it was gonna be a good close game, and the freaking Pats would just blow them out, mm-hmm. 45-7. I was like, holy
absolutely.
Shit! I mean, yeah, they did have Chubb and Hunt missing, and obviously with the departure of OBJ. But in my opinion, that's not really a huge blow to them.
Nope.
If anything, that's probably better for them.
Yeah, because they were playing better without OBJ.
Actually, yeah, I did see those stats. But yeah, man, freaking like how you said earlier, Mac Jones is playing great. As the season progresses, he's starting to play a lot better, making smarter plays, and
he's making some unbelievable throws. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah,
man, some of those throws I think it was yesterday we were talking about mm-hmm. it. But man, some of those throws that he's been making are just like they're really nice. Right. They're really nice, and you can tell that he has a lot of natural talent. He's gonna be a good quarterback for a long time.
I'm super excited about that, man, because obviously post Brady, I was. That's all I knew growing up was the Patriots was Brady. So whenever he left, I was like, well, shit, now what? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, now we bring in Mac Jones, and, he's been...
Who?
Mac Jones. And he's been playing freaking great, man. 3 TDs, 198 yards. I feel like the offense is finally starting to, find its rhythm, and he's starting to finally learn his players. Ramondre Stevenson, I don't know if you watched the game. Damian Harris was out for, I forgot what his injury was. It might have been COVID. It could be wrong. But Stevenson took the majority of the rushing snaps, 20 carries, 100 yards, 2 TDs. Freaking played out of its mind. Shout out to Ramondre Stevenson. Kendrick Bourne, he was the one with the great catch.
Oh, yeah.
And then Hunter Henry, he's been he solidified himself as the tight end 1 over Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
Definitely Mac Jones is go-to guy in the red zone, so he's starting to figure out the offense. Josh McDaniels is learning what mm-hmm. Mac Jones excels at, and it's really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I actually personally think that they might end up overtaking the Bills.
I can agree with that, and also,
part of that is because of the fact that Josh Allen, they had kind of a comeback game, but it was against the Jets.
Yeah.
But, I say that, the Titans still lost to them. But
hey, every dog has his day, man.
That's right.
Like we say.
But the fact of the matter is that, I personally think that that Bill Belichick is going to come into that game, just ready. Because maybe not everybody's doubting the Patriots now, but I think that a lot of people still see the Bills as the superior team
right
at the moment.
Rightfully so.
But the Patriots are ascending, man. They are ascending, and they are going to be a threat. And I think I may have said it earlier, but I definitely think that they are at least going to get a wild card spot.
Oh, for sure. I do believe they will make the playoffs. And what was it? Whenever we had Carter on the show, we were talking about dark horse Super Bowl contenders. Yep. I'm going to take the Browns out and plug in the Patriots in their place.
As a dark horse Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I could see that.
I mean, I'm not saying I think they can win the Super Bowl, but I do think they could make it pretty far into the playoffs, possibly the divisional round.
The divisional, yeah.
At least.
Yeah. I could see that.
Because honestly, I watch every Patriots game every Sunday. All right? Every game, they're getting better and better and better and better. So obviously, whatever, 8-9 weeks, whenever the playoffs are here, they're going to be a better team than what they are, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
They're going to be growing.
You know what I mean?
And
as long as we stay healthy.
Yeah. That's the main thing. But at the same time, too, look at some of these other teams, because like some of these other teams, well, obviously the Browns, they're injured by a lot of, well, they have a lot of people injured. The Ravens also have a bunch of people injured.
Right.
Titans have a bunch of people injured. They actually, what was kind of funny, it's this random side note. I was looking at some message boards and found out via Twitter, I guess, the Titans have, they're creeping up on a record for the most players played in a season. Mm-hmm. I think the current record is like 84, and right now we have 82.
Oh, damn. What the hell?
Yeah, 82 people who have played.
Yeah.
And so, but that's just a testament to like the drafting ability and the depth that we have right now. Because, I mean, the fact of the matter is, grueling out wins. Like, I mean, well, like you said before, I think you said it off air, but I mean, we don't have Derrick Henry right now.
Right. And I'm not hating. But you also did tell me they have the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL.
They do now.
You know what I mean?
They do now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which, and it's based off of current record.
Right.
And so, and obviously they're still in the AFC South, so they still got to play the Jags again, the Texans, which is going to be next week. And yeah, I'm hoping that that's a good game for Carson's sake.
I don't think it'll. I mean, come on now. Like, those are like two of the most dog shit. No offense, two of the most dog shit teams in the league right now. You know what I mean?
They
like,
really are.
It shouldn't be a good game.
It shouldn't, but I think the only reason why I would say that it might be a decent game is because our pass blocking sucks ass. It's so bad, and because we're mostly built to run.
Yeah.
And I mean, the running back by committee, it's been working out decently well. I mean, we don't have Derrick Henry back there, but Adrian Peterson, he started playing a little bit better against the Saints. And then Foreman was playing pretty well, but yeah, I mean, we're down to bare bones. So it's still kind of a testament to how well the defense has been playing ridiculously well, and currently it's still the number one seed. Now, you want to talk about a team playing ridiculously well that bounced back? Cowboys.
Who did they lose to?
They lost.
Wait, who did they bounce back to?
They destroyed the Falcons.
No, but you said bounce back. Did they?
Yeah, because they lost to Denver last week.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But, man, they played out of their mind. The only thing that I was kind of upset about, of course, fantasy-wise, Amari Cooper, what the hell, man? But, I mean, it's very obvious that CeeDee Lamb has emerged as that go-to number one wide receiver.
Yeah, he's got speed. He's a great route runner, and he's got good hands.
And that's a very talented team. Dak Prescott played very, very well.
Yep.
So, and the Falcons are just kind of a dumpster fire at this point.
So, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, too, I feel like at this point, maybe, Dak Prescott might be probably the front runner currently for the MVP favorite, considering the Washington football team also beat the Bucs, and they're on a 2-game losing streak. Are they?
Yeah.
2-game losing streak?
They are.
Right? And then who else lost? Justin Herbert, he's not doing too well. Who's
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, they lost to the Dolphins. So a lot of the MVP candidates that we had, a few weeks ago, some of them are trending upward, and a lot of them are trending downward. The only one that's kind of staying consistent is Dak Presott currently.
Yep.
Kyler Murray, he's been out sick or with an injury, so he's kind of. I mean, you can't go up if you're not playing. So
currently,
really, if he's not going down, he's kind of just in the same spot. You know what I mean?
Right, and I mean, kind of like what you alluded to, because I mean, nobody else is really playing super well. So I would say the front runner probably is Dak.
Dak Prescott. And get this, also comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah, that's very true. He came back, and I've always thought he was really good.
Yeah. Well, I was one of those guys. Not as hardcore, but a lot of people were like, oh, Dak Prescott, he doesn't deserve that money because he was seeking like a big contract extension because he was saying he was one of the best in the league.
Right.
I was kind of like in the middle. Like I didn't think he deserved as big of a contract as he was asking for, but I wasn't sitting there saying that he was dog shit.
Right.
Like I knew he was a good quarterback, but as soon as he got injured last year, and whenever Andy Dalton stepped in and that team was fucking ass, like that's whenever I was like, okay, maybe Dak Prescott is the man that we all thought that a lot of people said he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a great quarterback and everything. I mean, obviously he's proven it this year. He's proven a lot of people wrong, which is awesome. Now, other than that, I hate the Cowboys. I'm just kidding. I'm indifferent on them. No, I mean, they get a lot of hate and everything, but they are looking really, really good.
They are.
I would say definitely probably top 5 team.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
Because I'm trying to think of other teams that I would put above them right now. Now, I will say this. I feel like the NFC, their top teams are better than the AFC's top teams.
Yeah. So who you got in the NFC? You got the Cowboys, the Bucks, the Green Bay Packers.
Yep. Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Is that it? The top teams? Oh, the Rams.
The Rams, yeah.
Is that NFC?
Yeah.
NFC?
Yeah, Rams.
Okay,
are
and
NFC.
then the AFC, you got the Chiefs. You got the Titans. Mm-hmm. You got
Patriots. I'd put the Patriots on there.
I personally wouldn't put them as a top team. I would have put them on the next
on
category.
Like a 3-game win streak right now? 4-game win streak?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second highest win streak going on in the NFL right now.
I wouldn't put them there.
Well, I would say
Not just yet.
They got to beat the Bills first.
They gotta beat the Bills. They gotta beat the Titans.
So this is kind of where we disagree. So I personally currently have them as one of the top tier teams just because of how they've been playing lately. If they beat the Bills, if they beat the Bills and end up losing to the Titans, would you say that they're a top team?
It depends. It depends how they play, and
I could see that
how they play not only on offense but on defense as well. As a team.
I think the way that I look at it is mostly like, if they play the Titans hard and then still end up losing, they'd be a top team in my opinion.
Because here's the deal too, though. So the Pats are 6-4. They lost to the Dolphins, the Saints, the Bucks, and the Cowboys.
All 4 good teams.
The Dolphins was the Dolphins was week 1.
Right.
Mac Jones' his first career start. I'll take the loss. The Bucks, they went head to head, toe to toe with the Bucks. Brady. They could have easily won that game.
Oh, 100%.
Against the Cowboys, they went into overtime, and I think that was like one of the games that I was kind of like calling bullshit on some of Bill's play calling. Yes. They could have won that game.
Yep.
And then against the Saints, I think personally, I feel like that's the only legitimate loss that they should have. So really, they should, in my opinion, they could have easily been 8-1 right now. 8-2 or 7-2 at the worst.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if they're going neck to neck with these top teams, the Cowboys and the Bucks, the Saints are pretty good, hit or miss. The Dolphins, they're hit or miss. But there's the Dolphins, they always play the Pats pretty tough.
Yep.
But if they're going neck to neck with these teams, I mean, what does that tell you about the Pats? You know what I mean?
Exactly. It tells me that they're a top tier team. Mm-hmm. It tells me that they're a good team. I mean, hell, that kind of on the same token. That's why it's taken me a little while to actually. I mean, I know I talk about the Titans all the time and everything, and I think that they're really good. But I'm also one of those kind of like you. I'm a realistic fan. And so until you start beating teams or coming close to beating teams that are really good, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, they're the best.
Right.
So if the Titans were beating up on bad teams, I would be like, no, they're pretenders.
Yeah.
But I mean, they just got through a gauntlet of the Saints, the Rams, the Colts, Chiefs, Bills. So I definitely think that if you, I guess my criteria would be if you're at least hanging well and if you come close, like within a touchdown of beating a team. Also, it does kind of depends on the context of the game,
right?
Because I mean, if you're getting blown out and everything, if it's like 21-7, and then somehow, some way through garbage time you make it more respectful, like 21-17 or something. I'm not gonna sit there and call you a contender. It just depends on the context of the game,
right?
But yeah, but I'd still say honestly that. I'd still probably say that the NFC is a little bit more top heavy right now.
I would agree with that.
Because, I mean, you have like I could easily see the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl right now. Cardinals. Man, it's kind of hard for me to say with the Rams right now, especially with the way that they've been playing the last 2 weeks.
I still have high hopes for them. Like I said, you're not going to win every single game.
Right.
And, of course, whenever they lose 2 in a row, you're probably not going to be favoring them because they just lost 2 in a row. But, I mean, do you expect them to go undefeated or do you expect them to only lose 1 or 2 games in the year? I mean, yeah, it's possible. It's been done before. But
yeah,
you're going to lose your games.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Now, and part of the reason why I do have lofty expectations for them is because look at all the big names that they have, all the superstars that they have. I mean, and plus Matt Stafford's been playing out of his mind. Well, not recently. Well, the last 2 games he hasn't. But you got OBJ, you got Cooper Kupp.
I do feel like Robert Woods is kind of putting a dent in their aspirations. Because I mean, they're like they spread the ball out. They spread the ball out a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, Cooper Kupp gets his touches every game, but at the end of the day, everybody eats.
Everybody does eat.
You know what I mean? So with Woods going down, OBJ is not going to plug in what that void that was left with Woods. But I don't know. They did sign him at a great time. I'll tell you that. But OBJ,
like perfect timing.
OBJ is not going to produce like Robert Woods. Robert Woods has been in that system for 5-6 years. Yep. I don't know whatever his tenure there is. OBJ has been there currently 5 days. He has to learn the system. He's got to get up to speed. Matthew Stafford and him have to build that chemistry.
Absolutely.
So they're not going to be on the same page. But I mean, granted, someone had to fill that void, and it's not a bad void that got filled. Or OBJ is you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he's not a slouch. Right. So they filled those shoes pretty well.
Right, and like I said earlier, now he has an actual quarterback throwing it to him, so maybe he'll blow up. I don't know, but I do believe his better days are behind him or whatever, like you said last episode. Yeah,
I really do believe so too. But what about this? Shout out to Mr. Isaiah Trower. You know what I'm about to talk about.
What's that?
The Panthers.
The Panthers.
They brought back Mr. Cam Newton.
I forgot about that one.
And his first 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Unbelievable. He's actually, what's kind of crazy about it too, is that he's actually going to be taking first team snaps.
All week.
Yep. So that's awesome. I'm really actually glad to hear about that.
Yeah, it's awesome news.
I really hope that Cam does well. And obviously, if Cam does well, then you know what we're going to have to do, right?
What's that?
We're going to have to bring Mr. Trower on.
Oof.
Yeah, that's right. I'm calling you out. That means you have to now. But anyway, I guess we could talk about the Lions. I'm just kidding. We're not going to talk about the Lions and Steelers.
No, but I mean, what's up with the Panthers, though? I thought it was pretty funny. I saw a meme. How much time are we running on right now?
Got about a minute and a half left.
All right, we're going to cut this short. We're not trying to keep you guys too long. But I saw a meme, and it was Cam Newton got cut, and so the replacement for Cam Newton got replaced by I don't know. It was like some funny meme. It was like a full circle type.
Oh,
of
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Like Cam Newton got cut, so like his replacement got replaced by this guy, and now Cam Newton's replacing the guy that replaced him. I don't know. It was something weird. Great. If I can find it, I will post it on the screen and show you guys what I'm talking about. If not, I'm sorry, but I just thought that was hilarious.
That is.
It was like
hilarious.
He just came back full circle.
Comes back full circle, and I'm excited for it because he seems to be loved, and he loves that organization.
Oh, for sure.
So it's great. So hopefully this second time around will be awesome for him.
Yep.
Right. Well, kind of like what he said. We are at, wow, and literally the timer just went off. So you know what that means, right? That's all we've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Joseph, do you have anything else for our lovely viewers?
Nah, man. Just shout out to everybody that's been listening to us. My camera came off, so I'm just gonna continue to talk anyway. But shout out to everybody that's been listening to us. Really appreciate you guys. Sauce, take it away.
Definitely. Like he said, just echoing those sentiments, we definitely appreciate you guys. Hopefully pretty quick, we will actually have some merch for you guys. We are working diligently on it. If you want to, you can head over to firstroundbuy.com. Check us out. That's where you can find all the old episodes on YouTube, and we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. That's all the stream services, right? Cool. Awesome. But yeah, so with that being said, since you guys can't see them, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.